Hello, party peoples. Blue Fox here in the Carnage outfit, obviously. This is actually, if you're wondering why I'm in the bathtub with a beautiful bubble-blowing dinosaur, as I normally do my Blue Foxx Cosplay podcast in the tub, with a bathing suit also, not to be weird. So yeah. Okay, so long story short, I really like cosplay. I am an artist, a uniquely strange artist, if I do say so myself. My name is Monica. So I host a podcast on my Patreon called the Blue Foxx Bathtub Party Podcast. Blue Foxx Bathtub Party Podcast. Blue Foxx Bathtub Party Podcast. There we go. And on said podcast, I talk about basically what I'm doing, and I talk about motivation and things that inspire people. I am basically trying to get you to live your best life, and I'm going to show you how to live your best life without worrying about the judgments of other people that shouldn't matter to you anyway. Anywho, for those of you who didn't know, this is Percy, my party starter, who is a blue bubble-blowing dinosaur. Percy, give me a little something. You know what we love that song? Like that. Anyway, he may be running out of juice for his bubbles, so unfortunately, there's that. I can't really see much. Anyway, on today's episode of Blue Foxx Bathtub Party Podcast, we're going to be talking about the Netflix series, what's the name of that freaking series? Oh my god. Oh, I did want to tell you, make sure to stay inspired amongst the many things that are going on in this world. Find the light in the little things. I promise I didn't fart. I've got air bubbles on my costume, and it's looking really suspicious over here. But anyway, out of the many things going on in the world, just remember to stay positive. Find something that you love. So I do want to tell you before I jump into my crazy rambling, as I tend to do quite often. William Shakespeare did say the whole world is a stage, and I'll be doggone if he wasn't correct. That's my dog Flash, by the way. Also, speaking of dogs, I talked about this in my other podcast on my Patreon. I do have two doggies. I have a pit bull and a Chihuahua Yorkie. And I just published my first children's book on Amazon. I'll post a link in the video. It's called Bedtime for Dogs. It was actually written for people like me who don't have kids but are crazy about their dogs, and their dogs are their kids. I actually wrote Bedtime for Dogs to be read to your dogs at bedtime, but you know, if you got kids, read the book to your kids too, or if your kids have 4 legs and a tail, read that to them. But anyways, I'll post a link in this video. I hope you enjoy it. I do have it on ebook as well as hard copy. And I do have some more books coming out soon about my dogs and just dogs in general, because I've always grown up with dogs when I was little. We had this border collie named Scamp, and I freaking loved him to death. He was the best dog ever, and if anybody was to come to me and he thought I was in trouble, Scamp would have a fit. Like, Scamp would bite somebody, let somebody come up and like hug me and it looked suspicious. Scamp was right there. On fire. Damn. There we go. One more. I did want to talk about this crazy Netflix series that I've been watching. Have y'all seen the series about, like, what is it called? My worst roommates ever, my worst roommate ever, the worst roommates ever, whatever it is. I think I'm on like the third. I'm on the third one? Second. No, third. I'm on the third one. The third episode. The first one was crazy. There was this lady who, like, literally looked like a sweet old grandma. And here she was getting people in her house, and these poor people had, like, mental problems, and she was, like, basically eating off of them and, like, living the life up using their, I don't want to say their disadvantages, but she was using their shortcomings to benefit her. Crazy freaking series. And then she was killing people. Like, that series had me all kinds of uptight. Now, the second episode, still crazy, but he wasn't like, I don't know, they said he was dangerous. He was more so like mentally manipulative. But the first lady and the third episode, they were freaking psychopaths. I don't, it was just nuts. And a later podcast. I guess this is one way to wash a cosplay outfit, right? I could have just probably put it in the washing machine, but I ended up here in the tub. Talking to millions of people on a phone. That is it for this video. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Love you guys.